SHOT Show 2017 at the Tops Knives booth with Leo.
How you doing?
Good, man. How you been?
Great, great.
Yeah, it's almost like we've known each other since we were little kids or something.
It feels like it. Feels like it's been a while. It's been a while. But
it has been.
we're still
well, and last year I had to bail out early, so I missed you. But yeah, like you said, I think we must have grown up together. You were one of my first guys that I interviewed with camera. And then Craig, how you been, man?
Great.
Good.
Great. Yeah.
Good. Cool. Well, listen. Let's just jump right into it. I really don't. Leo, what got you into the knife distribution and making business?
Well, seriously, this started about 17 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And I needed a job. That's really what it was. Needed a job. And so started cleaning the shop. My older brother used to work there, and really that's how it started.
Yeah.
From cleaning to helping them in the shop, and people had to leave. Then now that's where I'd jump in and got me into designing and making, and now I'm running the company.
Yeah. So it's been a huge success story. Matter of fact, they just met your lovely wife, and you got the family here. She finally had an opportunity. I know. Well, there was this little exchange there, and it seems like, and she mentioned to me that she finally understands what you actually go through when you're here.
Yeah. There's a lot of people think you go to a trade show, Vegas, people are gonna have fun and you're gonna go party. Once you leave from here, you don't want to get off your feet when you're sitting down. So.
Exactly. I think she even made the. I asked. I said, so you understand you won't be making those calls of why are you still there and how come you haven't come home yet? And she's like, oh yeah, she had that look. It was funny.
She did.
So now she knows. So that takes a little pressure off of you now.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Cool.
And that's what we did. And we brought the I think there's 5, 6 guys that come with us, and we brought all their wives out too.
Right. Make it a kind of a family company event.
We'll have a couple days, here to rest and have fun.
Decompress a little bit, get some good food. Yeah. Jerry's Nugget, man. I'm telling you, go there. It's traditional. I'll tell you when we get off, but yeah, they would like it, I think. Yeah. Well, remind me.
We're gonna try out some stuff.
So now, Craig, what's new for the lineup for 17, brother? What's new?
Oh man, we have 17 new models, I believe, is what we landed on.
I don't got time for that. No, I'm kidding.
No, neither do I. Tell me about it. All year long, it's gonna be crazy. First thing that I want to start with is more along our combat tactical lines. This is where Tops started. It's always been close to us, even though we've gotten into survival and bushcraft and hunting and all these other genres. Tactical is still kind of like that's where we live, So first up, we've got the Steel Eagle 107D. This one is called the Delta Class. Basically, this is the first model that Tops ever made. In 1998, 25 of these were made. They were given out to current and former military guys. They got their feedback on it, and then this was it. So over the last 18, 19 years, it's continued to sell. It's a model that never went away. Some knives have a lifespan. This one's still kicking. And what we wanted to do is kind of revamp it, re-release it, give it more of a modern look, a little bit newer. So we got rid of the black powder coat, we got rid of the black handle, and we really made this thing just look nice. So
this handle looks like it's a little two-tone.
It is actually. Right? Okay. It is.
Yeah.
We've done basically we've stacked 2 pieces of micarta. So there's black canvas micarta, and then a red liner, and then tan canvas micarta on top.
I like that color transition.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the grid, goes into the gray on the steel.
Yes. Yeah. It looks great, but apart from that, it's also a little bit thicker, so it gives you kind of like an axe handle type feel to this. It really locks your hand into place. It feels nice and comfortable and solid. It's thick. You're not letting this thing go. So really cool. We're excited about this. It's going to be out sometime this year in Kydex, which is also new. We normally do this in nylon. A lot of people ask for Kydex, and the trick with that is just making sure that the knife can be drawn from the Kydex without catching on the saw teeth.
Right.
So that's going to take a little bit of time, but once we're there,
that'd be dicey because the saw teeth am I seeing that right? They're alternating.
They're opposing pitch.
Yeah, opposing pitch. Look, you're going to use too many complicated words for me here. So opposing pitch. Yeah. Oh wow. And that's really clear when you look from the top, down on the spine.
Yeah, and the edge is catching here, not so much here.
Right.
So
what's the width on this blade?
This is a 1/4 inch thick.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, 1/4 inch thick, 1095, 7-inch blade.
What do you expect the price point to be on it?
The current model is $245. So this one, it's not going to be much more. You know, the way we did this, the price point will probably go up about maybe $10 on the retail side, maybe a little more, but I don't think it's going to be too big of a difference.
Even though you're adding the additional micarta.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Wow.
Yep. So really cool. We're excited about that one. Along the same vein, we've actually got something that is kind of new for us. We have one push dagger or one push knife, and it's great. We love it, but there's just something about doing the double-edged and just making it that much more brutal that we wanted to put something out like that this year that was just strong, and that's where this one came from. The ice stick is what we're calling it. Basically, this piece of steel is 3/8 of an inch thick. It is heavy, and so we made it out of 1075. It's got black canvas handles on it. It is just, like I say, it's heavy. So if you're throwing a punch with this in your hand,
you get that extra weight to the punch.
You're adding a lot of force.
And this kind of, I mean, it's a factory company. These are factory knives.
Correct.
But this, with the color, again, you've got the, am I right? There's you've got an orange liner inside the micarta, and you've also got a bit of a twist.
Yes.
I don't know what, on a push knife, I'm not sure what that's called, this segment here.
We don't know.
You don't know what to call it.
Basically, what we decided to do is we made one with and one without. We kind of wanted to get people's feelings, and we wanted them to let us know, you know.
Well, this gives it it gives it like a custom look.
Yeah.
Along with the color scheme on the grip.
And that was actually done by hand.
Really?
Yes.
Now, is this steel twisted at this point?
It is twisted.
It is twisted.
It doesn't just it's not just looks like that. We actually twisted it.
Now, have you tested to see if that's was that done before heat treat or after?
Before heat treat.
Okay, so then so it's not reduced the strength of the steel at that point.
No. We tested the Rockwell before we heat treated it, and then again after it, and it's not hard. It's not going to be brittle in that point.
Right.
So we'll do some testing after SHOT Show because we actually finished these last week. So we'll do some testing just to make sure that it's not a weak point, that there's no issue there. But a 3/8 of an inch thick, I'd be really surprised if we have issues.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. You'd have to be, you know, some kind of a monster, you know, gripping this thing.
For sure. Next up, we have one that I think is actually going to be really great for us. This one we're calling the Missile Strike. We're showing some of the extras, some of the options on this model. The base model will just be the tan Cerakote with the tan handles. This one we've got the top edge sharpened, and we've added serrations to top and bottom, and our new camo pattern.
Is that anodized or is that Cerakote as well?
It's Cerakote.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do the tan Cerakote, and then there's a process we do after that gives us the camo look.
It gives it that gray texture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, really cool. Actually, the way we were doing camo before compared to this looks so much better.
Okay.
We're really excited about that.
Man?
Like I say, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to get a sensation of the texture. So the Cerakote, you can actually feel the transition of the tactile or the texture of the blade. At least I think I'm feeling that. Am I right? Yeah.
Yes, you
I
can.
am. Yeah. So that looks real interesting. And I don't know. I don't think I'm giving anything up proprietary. It looks like you've just removed part of the Cerakote there, but
yes.
Is that just like a stone wash under the Cerakote?
A little bit. We've added kind of a forced patina that will help with rust prevention, and then we do a second layer of clear coat over that.
Okay, so there is a coating here.
Yes.
Of some sort. So it's not just a stone washed metal.
Correct. Because it's 1095, you will have to be careful. You know, and people will have to take a little extra care. But like I say, the patina will help with rust prevention, and then that clear coat will also help. So
interesting.
Yep.
Very nice.
Very cool. Nice 1/4 inch thick blade. It's gonna be a great stabber. It's gonna be a great fighting or combat knife.
And you've got some lanyard holes in the front guard area.
We overdid it on the finger guard. Actually, that was the designer that did that. His name is Kelly McCauley. It's a thing that he does on a lot of his knives. But we actually like that a lot. It gives you this feel that there's no way you're slipping up onto the blade with this.
Right. And quite frankly, basically, if you're in it's a fighter. It's just, I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
And if you're going to have a fighter, you've got a little bit of a assist or a little bit of protection for that in the outside of your forefinger.
Correct.
If you end up where you're impacting against something.
Right. Yeah. You got your blade. This actually, you can, if you're punching, that's going to hurt.
That part of your hand is going to be protected.
It's steel.
Yeah.
And then there's a not even a pry bar. It's just more of a point on the end of this to give even more options for damage.
Right.
So
wow.
Really cool knife.
Expected price point on this and availability.
We don't have price points or availability yet. We're going to decide on that when we return.
Okay.
If I had to guess, we're looking somewhere in the $200+ range for the full retail price.
Right. And availability maybe sometime around summer, or do you think even later than that?
Might be before that, actually. This one is, the model is finished, the sheath is finished, so now we've just got to do the production run.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually ready to go. It's just
so this, in essence, is a prototype, and looking at the WXXX, that's not part of the nomenclature of the name, is it?
Right. The triple X is basically all of our serial numbers start with a letter. These triple X's, it's the very first one,
right.
And basically what happens is it goes on Leo's wall in his office. These are never sold.
Right.
These are his.
Yeah. for I don't want to call it heirloom, but almost like museum pieces or what have you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Really, really cool. This one is. What I like about this one is that we made it kind of like a spade almost.
Right.
We gave it kind of that shovel look, but we also kind of had that in mind. Sometimes when people are out, they're out in the woods, or they're digging up trees, or they're doing this or that. The idea is that they can actually kind of dig through roots with this. And,
if you need to move through material.
Exactly.
And I was going to say it's kind of similar. Similar in appearance. It's very similar to a Smatches.
Yeah. Very, very close.
Yeah.
So we're calling this one the Tracker Digger. Basically, if you take our Tom Brown Tracker number 2 and put one back to back, that's what we're looking at here.
Okay. May I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And so, kind of a bit of a reversal. There are some makers that will step the blade from the thickest point in the center,
right,
and then step it down, even using something very similar to what you've done here. Yep. But in this case, it's step. Actually, this is really beautiful that I'm looking at it. So you've got the thickest part about at the halfway point from the center of the blade out. Well, yeah. If you look at it dynamically, and then it steps down to the center to create a bit of a spoon or a shovel type of an effect.
Exactly. We did that partially for that, but we also did it for balance weight.
Balance and weight.
Without taking that out, it's about.
It can be a heavy knife.
Half a pound or more heavier.
Yeah.
It took quite a bit of weight off.
And balance on this, balance on this is really well done. So this wasn't just thrown together then, Craig.
No, not at all. We went through 2 or 3 different prototypes before we landed on that.
We have a nice pry piece back here. Again, this orange liner. Is this going with the orange? Is that something new for Tops?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we do either white or red liners usually, and so just depending on kind of what we're feeling at the moment,
right,
is usually what we end up with.
It's really attractive to the naked eye, at least to me.
To me as well. Okay, so that one's the Tracker Digger. Last one, I guess the last one in that's new in the tactical world, I guess, is probably one of the ones I'm most excited about. This is actually an Almar design, and when we got to the show, we needed to go have a meet with them to make sure that everything was good, that we were in agreement on how everything was going to work. And when we showed it to them, they were blown away. They were very, very happy with what it ended up being, and we were as well. So it was an incredible experience to meet with them and talk to them about how this was going to go, because they were so excited that we were doing this and with how good it turned out. But we were excited that they wanted us to do it. We thought we were more excited than they were, and I'm not so sure anymore.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, it really is.
And now, this looks very familiar to me. It's, of course, it's a fixed blade. Is this one of Al's original? I hate to use the word copy, but is it One of his original designs?
It is one of their designs, yes.
One of his originals, so when Al was still alive.
I believe so.
Because it looks very familiar to something I can remember.
It's called the Sear Operator.
Yeah, the Sear. They had the folder, of course, and that's what I'm looking at. Is that looks a lot like the Sear folder.
Yeah, they've also got it in fixed blade form,
right.
And this is as close to an exact copy as we could do.
So if obviously if you missed out on the Sear because of age, because Al passed a long time ago.
Right.
And of course, if you can't afford to get one on the secondary market, which would be difficult.
Yes.
And you wanted to be able to, more budget-minded person, here we go.
Yes.
What's the price point on this, if you know?
This one we have no idea yet.
Okay.
Like I say, just yesterday we actually finished getting that set up.
Okay.
So we'll price it out. It's going to come in a black Kydex sheath. It's 154, so it's a stainless steel.
Right.
Black G10 handles with the red liners again.
And getting back to price point, because that's what you're going to want to know, and of course people will know when they see them available.
Right.
But I mean, you're not capitalizing on Al's name and blowing this out at
No.
Okay.
No, I mean the price point's going to be based on our materials
and workmanship,
any kind of royalties, things like that.
Right.
So we're looking at it's 154, so it's going to be more than a 1095 knife would be. Probably. I mean, if I had to guess, we're probably in the 200 or so range, maybe
roughly.
a little bit higher.
Between 200 and 300, are you safe in that?
If we can get it lower than that, absolutely
It's
we
even
will.
better.
We don't inflate our prices just because we can. Like a model like this, we probably could.
Right.
But we're not going to do it just because we can.
Yeah.
We're still going to price it at as low as we can get it.
And this is not going to be a limited run or some special.
No. The plan is to be regular production.
Right.
Yes.
Outstanding. Well, congratulations on that agreement.
Oh man, thank you. We're excited. Very excited.
So that kind of wraps up in the. I don't like using the tactical word. It's overused, but that's in for the most part in the tactical lineup.
Yes.
And so we'll next step over to the more like field
survival.
Yeah,
there we go. Like field
prepper or whatever.
Exactly.
Everybody likes using the catchphrases.
Yeah.
And Craig, so now continuing with the prepper, trekker,
bushcrafter.
You've even got one that looks. You've got. I love it.
Oh man, this one I'm really happy about. Basically, I mean, when you guys talked with Leo, this guy, he designs the majority of our stuff. This is it.
The Hammer Hawk.
The Hammer Hawk. Basically, last year we released a knife or a tomahawk that we called Biax. Biax, yeah, like short for Viking axe. Big, heavy piece, one piece of steel, thick. It had a big spike on the end. And a lot of people love it. It's a great design. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But we also had a lot of people say, hey, you know what, that's cool, but I prefer a hammer. We had a lot of people say, I prefer a handle to go up higher. And we had a lot of people say, I want to be able to choke all the way up. And so we took all
especially if you're going to like use it like a Hulu or you get in there for some. I mean, obviously an axe is not intended for detail work, but if that's what you have, and sometimes you might need to transition.
And for a few minutes to put it away and get something else out, why? If it's only a couple of minutes of work. And so we incorporated all of that feedback into the design. And in the Biax, we had kind of that similar step that we have in this knife. It steps down, it's really, really decorative, but it's also a weight thing. So we did the same thing with this model. We had to reduce some weight in the head to make it manageable.
Right.
And as we did that, we said, let's do something different with this. Let's really make it pop.
So, and I got to ask, I can't help it, but is this milled or is this
milled?
Okay. Wow.
Yes, we were able to mill that out. The first try actually came out so clean that we right away we were like, this is going to work.
And interestingly enough, that whole step thing is in the point of this. I imagine this is supposed to be a representative of a spear, not an arrow.
Yes. Yeah. So.
And is that
absolutely.
And is this on both sides?
It is.
Yes, it is. That's nice.
So we're really excited about this one. I mean, apart from it just being such a good-looking piece, it's a user. I mean, everything that we make is usable, and that's what we prefer. So I'm sure some people will like it because it's decorative, but most of our customers, they're going to use it.
Well, but like you said, you're reducing some of the weight on this. This is still really well balanced. The heft on it is, you're going to be able to work this as an axe.
Absolutely.
And you're reducing that weight, but you're also adding a certain aesthetic to it as well. Nice, very nice. What's the expected availability of this?
this one we've got to finish making the sheath for it, so we're probably looking Q3. I'd say probably Q3. If we can get the sheath done, yeah, later.
Yeah.
If we can get the sheath done earlier, I'd like to release it sooner. It's that good. I want to get it out.
Yeah.
So
what do you think the price point might be on it?
We're looking probably somewhere between about $350 and $400. Once we finish pricing it out, I think we're going to land somewhere in that area. The other thing that comes with this one is this little backup knife.
Okay.
So this will be piggybacked onto a leather sheath. It's going to sit behind the axe on the sheath.
Behind the axe on the sheath.
Yes.
So a nice little working blade, nice belly to it. Top's backup. Now this is an existing pattern, isn't it? No, this is new as well.
It is new.
Okay.
It was designed specifically to go with the hammerhead.
To partner up or to, okay, good.
So that one's going to be great. I'm really excited about that.
Wow.
The other hatchet that we have, I'm going to cover real quick, but I do want to touch on it because the story's cool. So Leo Espinosa designs most of our models. This one actually was designed by his father. So he also works at Tops Knives with us. It's a family operation basically. We did a kind of an employee contest at the end of the year where we said whoever designs the best tomahawk or hatchet will have it made. We'll credit them as the designer. We'll debut it at the SHOT Show. You know, we wanted to build some camaraderie and just some creativity at work. And the funny thing is, his dad had already drawn this up and wanted to have one made for himself anyway. And so
he had a work in progress already.
It was already done. And so when we announced that this is what we wanted to do, he was like, okay, and he turned in the drawing. When we judged the submissions, we didn't know what was what. We were just given a drawing, no name, no nothing. And so when we all went through and picked what we liked the best, this one came out on top by far. And it was just really cool because when we found out who it was, everybody was just kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You know, like son, like father in this case. So really cool design. I think this one's going to be great. It's small, but the way it's weighted and balanced, it's going to chop very well.
Do you know offhand what the weight on this axe is?
I don't. A lot of these prototypes we finished up.
Okay, just
very recently.
Last week,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And so,
matter of fact, wait a minute. Oh yeah. It's still warm from the grinder.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So possible availability on it.
This one will probably be a little bit later in the year, probably Q3 or Q4.
Okay. And possibly even early next year if necessary.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Any idea on price point?
Oh, no idea.
Probably not at all.
No idea on that one yet.
Quick question too, Craig. Coming back to this this hatchet, well, it's a hatchet, it's an axe hatchet. What's the weight on this? Do you know?
We're probably 2.5 pounds.
Approximately. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to cover weight as well. Yeah. Again, it's substantial, even though it is. Cut out. You've got the detail here. It's still substantial.
And there are weight reduction holes underneath the handle scales.
Underneath the scales, yeah. Okay.
If we hadn't done that, it would have been 4 to 5 pounds.
And of course, if you hadn't done the cutouts in the handle, down here, then it would have been
balance would be weird.
Balance would be way off. And again, balance is nice on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, Craig, you and Leo and family and friends, you have a safe trip home.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Leo,
great
brother.
Chat with you guys.
Thank you,
man. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Hey, congratulations to your dad.
Yeah, it's something that I didn't even expect it, to be honest with you. When it happened,
So you weren't in the background going, with the wink, wink.
He had no idea.
I didn't have. Yeah.
You didn't know that you didn't know your dad had done that.
No, absolutely not. We did. It was a bunch of people. They put in the drawings, and all the drawings had numbers on them.
Right.
So all we were looking at, there was like 4 or 5 of us. We're looking at numbers.
Yeah.
So which one do you like? And then we'll go from the top 3. So on the first line we would put the number for the axe we liked, and so at the end when we got all the votes together, that was number 1.
That's interesting. And it's funny too because Craig was saying that your dad he was going to make it anyhow on his own.
Yeah, this is something
and so it was work in progress, and the contest comes up, and he's like, well, okay, I'll fast track this. Great. Is he here today?
He's not. He's never made it out to a show. But one year we're going to bring him out here.
Well, after you brought the family and the wife out, now that she understands what you got to go through, now you can bring Dad out, and it'll just be you guys.
Yeah, there we go.
Take care, man. Okay.
Thank you, guys.